So one of the things that has been driving me absolutely crazy is the glorification and the deification of Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema as they are the holdouts to an astoundingly popular Build Back Better bill. So let me go ahead and show you the type of stuff I'm talking about. There's two examples here from Axios. Kyrsten Sinema's allies have some free advice for anyone trying to bully the wine-drinking triathlete into supporting Biden's $3.5 trillion budget bill. She doesn't play by Washington's rules, and she's prepared to walk away. Now, this is from another article from Maureen Dowd in the New York Times. People who want to think they can understand her or get to her. Let me tell you, you can't. One Politico in her circle told me, it doesn't work that way with her. She doesn't think in a linear process. Like, okay, will this impact my reelection? She just beats her own drum. When she leaves in the middle of something and says, I gotta do stuff, it's because she has plans. Sometimes she's just more interested in training for an Ironman. More power to her, man. It's like watching a movie. The Arizona senator's name is pronounced Sinema, and it is apt because she sweeps, and sometimes when the triathlete has a sports injury, limps through the Senate like a silent film star. Do you see what they're doing here? They are leaning in to identity politics to defend one of the most, if not the most, corrupt senator. Let me explain something to these goofballs and these idiots and these charlatans in mainstream media. I don't care that she drinks wine. A lot of people drink wine. I drink wine. That doesn't make you interesting, unique, cute, independent, smart. Ooh, she drinks wine. Tee-hee-hee. I don't care that she is an athlete and does, whatever, marathons or bikes or... I don't care. I care about how you vote. I care about what you do. And they're trying to take all these different things about her and turn it into an appealing package. Oh, she really marches to the beat of her own drum. She's a force to be reckoned with. And then, of course, all the time, they do the thing about the first openly bisexual, member of the Senate. She's queer. She's queer. Queer girl boss. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. You keep those drug prices high. You do Big Pharma's bidding, queen. You're so independent. You're so rational. You're so amazing. You're such a thinker. You're so above the fray. You're such a maverick. And that's the other thing. They brought up in one of these articles, she's fancying herself a maverick after the likes of the wonderful John McCain. You mean the guy who never met a war he didn't like? That guy? That guy. You mean that guy? We're supposed to what? They're slightly different, and sometimes they're fully with Republicans, and sometimes they're only half with Republicans. That's supposed to get me to cheer for you? That's supposed to get me to think you're a hero? Here's the reality, and this is where they all swing and miss massively. This stuff is irrelevant to the American people. They care about what you do, and Kyrsten Sinema just took $750,000 from pharma and came out against lowering drug prices. Now, I'm no genius, but that to me looks like a straightforward example of corruption, of legalized bribery. And you know how many people in mainstream media pointed that out? 0. None of them bring up Manchin's conflicts of interest, his is with fossil fuel, and actually with pharma, and Sinema's conflicts of interest. As the negotiation for this bill was going on, she refused to give a top-line number, she refused to say what provision she would cut, and she left D.C. to go do a cocktail fundraiser with all the corporate lobbyists who are lined up against this bill. So because Kyrsten Sinema wants to get paid, because Kyrsten Sinema is greedy, because she's a creature of Washington, D.C., the American people are sitting there and unsure if we're going to get all these popular provisions: child tax benefit, universal pre-K, paid family leave, paid medical leave, free community college, lower prescription drug costs, Medicare expansion with dental, hearing, and vision, housing, home care, major climate money, immigration reform, higher taxes on the wealthy. All of those things, phenomenally popular, and all of them in limbo because of Kyrsten Sinema's narcissism, greed, and corruption. And they're not calling a spade a spade. Instead, they're obfuscating and they're deflecting and they're doing McFeminism and they're going full woke. Yes, girl boss queen, yes! Make sure that my grandma dies because she can't afford her drugs. Make sure my mom dies because she has to ration her insulin. Yes, queen, yes! Stop it. Now, you guys don't do this, of course, but there are plenty of liberals out there, plenty of standard Democrats out there who fall for these head fakes. You know what this going full woke shit is, right? They try to say, here's the gist of what they're trying to get out there. They're trying to say, oh, she's out-lefting you on aspects of her identity, therefore don't question aspects of her economic philosophy or her social policies or whatever. That's the idea. So, if a Democrat comes along and they're like, I don't hate gay people or black people and trans people are okay, you're supposed to then give them a pass on taking the money from Big Pharma and doing the bidding of Big Pharma. Or taking money from Wall Street and doing the bidding of Wall Street. I don't care that you're a triathlete. I don't care that you drink wine. I don't care that you're bisexual. I care that you're corrupt. You're not a trailblazer. You're not a maverick. You're the ultimate Washington insider who's trying to get paid and is schmoozing with lobbyists and who will kill legislation that's overwhelmingly popular just so you can get ahead. And that's exactly what it is. And now I showed you guys, of course, the numbers on this before, but I'll just read it to you one more time. Long-term care, 80% support, modernizing the electricity grid. 74% support, modernizing K-12 schools. 73% support. This is all in the bill. Pathway to citizenship, 61% support. Universal pre-K, 60%. Civilian Climate Corps, 59%. Tuition-free community college, 59%. Lowering Medicare eligibility age, 58%. Extending child benefits, 53%. The list goes on and on. Paid family leave and paid medical leave is over 70% support. We're talking about majority of Arizonans. In some of these instances, more Republicans support it than don't. But somehow, as the rational, above the fray, independent thinker marches to the beat of her own drum, triathlete, wine-drinking, queer girl boss. Yes, let's only talk about her identity and not talk about the substance and the policies and the votes. And you're supposed to yes queen us into the fucking apocalypse where bodies pile up because people can't afford medicine, and when a refugee crisis gets ramped up and put on steroids because climate change is so bad and we're not addressing it. What do you want to cut from the bill, Kyrsten? Go ahead, explain. I'll wait. What provisions would you like to cut? Tell me. Tell me the specific provisions you would like to cut and tell me your top line number. Oh, the debt and the deficit. Kyrsten Sinema voted for every single military budget since she's been in Washington, D.C. Every single one. It cost over $7 trillion. There's no pay-fors on that. That's just a given for, of course you vote for the military. It's a moral priority. And lower drug prices for people isn't. Pay family leave isn't. Do you see the game that's played? And they're doing the debt thing and the deficit thing. Oh my God, the money, it's so expensive. The bill pays for itself. It's offset with tax increases on the wealthy. But then they turn around and say, but I don't want to raise taxes on the wealthy. Okay, so you're just going in circles and finding 1,000 rationalizations and excuses to not support the thing that the American people want you to support and the thing that you were put in there to do. This is criminal, man. It's literally criminal. You guys know I think corruption should be punished as harshly as any of the worst crimes you can imagine. Assault, rape, murder. It should be. And Kyrsten Sinema would be first in line in a system that made sense for prosecution. You can't just take $750,000 from pharma and then oppose lower drug prices. You can't just do that. But she does that, gets away with it, and then gets media puff pieces. Because she rides a bike and drinks alcohol. And you wonder why YouTube shows like this exist. And why we were at one point popular before the algorithm decided to expand, to stop the expansion of the show. The way the algorithm works, if you're somebody who has never seen a secular talk video, you probably won't get recommended a secular talk video. It's very hard for us to reach new people and new audiences because the algorithm makes sure that doesn't happen. Because they don't know what I'm going to say. I'm not predictable. So just be safe. Don't spook the advertisers. Just be safe and bury him a little bit on the side in the corner and make sure that he doesn't expand too far. Okay, well. So that's why I'm totally reliant on you guys who are already listeners to expand the show further. And unfortunately, there's not many others who are delivering the message and calling a spade a spade. The fact of the matter is, she's corrupt. She's flat out corrupt. And she wants to kill the bill to stand by industry and to do their bidding and to eventually get paid herself with that revolving door as well, if I had to guess. So, there you have it. They want to, yes, queen us into the apocalypse. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.